Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is GGF bringing you episode 93 en route to 100 of Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. Bong bong, mashallah. Hope you guys are doing well. It's your boy GGF getting it in. We're going to have some fun today or tonight, whatever the case may be out there for you guys, but super exciting. Because we're in the White March. We're in the town of Stalwart. And last episode was crazy. Not only did we meet a new companion, who we'll take a better look at this episode, we also fought back an invasion of crazy cave ogres. So if you didn't see that, pause this one, go back and check it out, and then come back here later. Because that one was banging. Our first entrance to Stalwart, which is a very cool little town settlement. Has a nice Windale type of feel going on in this region already. And that's what it looks like there, that screenshot. But today, let's see, we're going to level up. What was his name? Zahua. Actually, before we do that, let's take a look at his character sheet. He is a first level monk, savannah folk, exometal plains philosopher, crazy stats, 17 might and con, 13 dex, 10 pern, intelligence, 11 resolve, 2 lore, 1 athletic, 1 stealth, 1 survival. He's got fighting spirit. All folk have an indomitable spirit that rises to the challenge when things look grim. Whenever folks below 50% endurance, they gain a bonus 7 accuracy, 15% to damage for 20 seconds. We know second wind, torments reach. This ability exploits the shared bonds of universal suffering between all beings. The initial target is hit with a powerful blow that does additional crush damage. Enemies in a cone behind the target suffer crush damage and have their might reduced, so -2 might for 20 seconds in a cone. And full attack, 15 to 21, plus 15 to 21 crush, plus 50% damage is crush. Nice. Requires 1 wound, so I guess you stack up wounds. Melee only. Transcendent suffering. Monks achieve greater understanding of their body's capabilities through enduring the hardships of existence. Their base unarmed damage starts much higher than other characters and increases permanently every 3 levels they gain. Plus 2.4 unarmed damage, plus 0 unarmed accuracy passive. Very cool. So, is he unarmed right now? He's actually got a fine hatchet and saber. If we want to go the weapons route, he is doing 15 to 21. With weapons, not quite as much damage, but I mean, they're weapons, which are cool. But let's give these weapons up for sale, I think. And we're going to have to find Kana, an exceptional pike. We're going to have to find Kana and swap out his weapons and stuff. But for right now, that is fine. Let's see, do we want to level up now? Zahua. All the scars and stuff pretty wild looking. How about athletics? And oops, 1 second, guys. We want to make him sort of, mostly a melee fighter, so survival and athletics will be where it's at. He has stealth for some reason. Let's just go that. 3 and 3, survival athletics. And he gets a talent. He's got 2 class specific ones. Lesser wounds. Lowers the monk's wound threshold, allowing him or her to gain wounds at a faster rate. -2 wound threshold. Mortification of the soul. The monk immediately inflicts enough raw damage on himself or herself to gain a wound. 3 per rest. User +1 wound. Veteran's Recovery is always a good bet for melee fighters, but what if we go a different route with him? Is he going to be a two-handed? Not a two-handed, but a two-weapon style? I think so. And we're going to focus on probably two-weapon fighting, but let's see. Fast runner, move speed, defends when disengaging, weapon and shield style, graceful retreat. Two-weapon style, veteran recovery. Let's lower the wound threshold with lesser wounds. Go to the next level. Another point of athletics and survival. Then we've got a monk ability, Swift Strikes. The monk's hands become a frenzied blur of attacks, increasing their attack rate for a brief period. Plus 25% attack speed for 10 seconds. It's instant, requires 1 wound. Turning Wheel. The monk is able to channel physical pain into pure energy and redirect it at his or her attackers. While the monk has wounds, he or she adds a proportional fire bonus to melee damage, passive, 5% burn damage per wound. Long stride, intense practice, and years of study enable the monk to move with confident fluidity in battle. During combat, the monk's movement rate is significantly increased, plus 2 move speed. Force of Anguish, a powerful attack that knocks the target back a significant distance if the attack is successful. Target bumps others out of the way and bounces off hard surfaces like walls before ending up prone. Requires 2 wounds. 7-meter push, accuracy versus fortitude. If successful, prone for 10 seconds, accuracy versus fortitude. Plus a primary attack of 15 to 21 crush versus deflection. Force of Anguish, that's pretty awesome. I might go move speed so he can jolt all over the battlefield. We'll go with Long Stride. Next level. Again, we'll go Athletics. Lore. Maybe. Get a point of it. Mortification of the Soul. Get an instant wound. 3 per rest. He has new options like Savage Attack. Envenom Strike, 3 per rest. Implements like rods and stuff, 2-weapon style. Interrupting blows. Vulnerable attack, plus 5 melee damage reduction bypass. Let's give him a modal. A vulnerable attack. Characters slow down their melee attack speed to bypass a portion of their enemy's damage reduction. For those enemies that we tink off them and it takes forever to kill. This will get rid of 5 with that melee damage reduction bypass. Minus 20% attack speed while in this modal stance, but that's okay. Vulnerable attack it is. Next level. Let's get a point of survival. Another point of lore and save a point. Alright, then we've got Stunning Blow, a head targeting strike designed to disrupt enemies' ability to react. Enemies hit by a successful attack are stunned, 2 per encounter. If successful, stunned for 3 seconds versus fortitude, plus a full attack, which in this case is both hands, 12 to 18 crush versus deflection. Clarity of Agony. Through pain, the monk is able to cleanse his or her body, reducing the duration of incoming and existing hostile effects by half, 2 per rest. Minus 50% duration for hostile effects for 10 seconds. Soul Mirror calls upon the power of the monk's psyche, reflecting half of ranged missiles targeting only the monk back to their point of origin. Only attacks resulting in a miss have a chance to be reflected back. 50% chance to reflect ranged attacks passive. I like that, if only because stunning blow is only a 3-second stun. Little weak for my tastes. So let's do that, Soul Mirror. I've got 7 points. Let's juice up the athletics. Mortification of the soul, another talent. How about Outlander's Frenzy? Channels power similar to a barbarian's tremendous rage, increasing attack speed, might, and constitution, while lowering deflection and concealing endurance and health. Once per encounter, +3 might, +3 con, +25% attack speed, -10 deflection, health, and endurance concealed for 12 seconds. Or a friendly aura of +4 accuracy. Sneak attacks. Let's go with 2 weapon style again. I mean, it's not that exciting, but 20% dual wield attack speed. Level 7, 1 or 2 more levels. Let's get second wind up there. And Crucible of Suffering. The monk gains temporary insight through endurance, gaining a temporary bonus to fortitude, reflex, and will whenever a hostile effect expires. +10 fortitude, reflex, and will for 20 seconds. Duality of Mortal Presence. The monk gains 2 modal abilities that allow him or her to switch between a bonus to deflection and a bonus to all other defenses. So effects, user +8 deflection or +8 all defenses except deflection. Rooting Pain generates a shockwave around the monk each time he or she gains a wound, inflicting a small amount of damage and possibly calling an interrupt on all enemies in the area. Nice. And the Long Pain, the monk becomes capable of projecting force from his or her fists, inflicting damage at long range. It requires 2 wounds, a self-summon weapon, Long Pain Fists for 30 seconds. When a monk activates the Long Pain, his or her fists become capable of projecting powerful attacks over a long 12-meter distance. But it's fists. Right, so it's not weapons, which we're going for. Every time he or she gains a wound, let's do this. Rooting Pain. Generates a shockwave around the monk each time he or she gains a wound. Inflicts 12 to 18 crush damage in a foe AoE. 1.25 meter radius. All enemies in the area of effect take that damage, though. Or get a modal defense that gives 8 deflection. Or 8 other defenses. Let's get Duality of Mortal Presence, I think. Because the radius is too small on that one. Alright. And then we have level 8, which is the last level. Survival. Athletics, let's go survival. Might as well give a point to lore. And then we get another talent. Let's see. What does he have waiting for him with Kana? A sword and a mace. Could go weapon focus knight. That doesn't seem to fit him though. Or noble. Savage attack. Modal. 20% melee damage, -5 accuracy. Would that stack with the other modals, I wonder? At least the one other. Sanctifier, Vessel. Grants a bonus against all wilder, sanctifier, ghost hunter, all spirits, primal bane, primordials, beasts. Let's do this. Bloody Slaughter. All attacks at enemies with low endurance convert some hits to crits and those crits to additional damage. Plus 20% of hits converted to crits against targets with low endurance. Plus 50% to crit damage multiplier against targets with low endurance. Or, make him an arms bearer. Give him an additional weapon set. So he can have his fists in one set, weapons in the other. Yeah, let's make him arms bearer. Bong bong. There we go. Now, let's check him out. He's rocking 59 to 59. Pretty solid fist action right there. But of course, we're going to give him the exceptional pike. Wow, he wields that really crazily. 21 to 30 at 59 accuracy. That's really nice. We're going to sell those. Maybe sell the exceptional pike. Maybe give it to him as a weapon. Legit weapon set. Something different. And if we go to the stash, find arquebus, stiletto. This is stuff we're going to sell. So let's just get it ready. Find arquebus goes for 600. Yeah, we'll probably sell it. Does anybody have an arquebus? Do I have one? I do, so I'll take the fine one. Sell the regular. Got a ring of changing heart. Kealato, more commonly known as the Bronze Chanter, or simply Cat, was a famous singer and flautist from the old empire of Grand Valia. His exploits with women were even more famous than his skill with music, and though he claimed that his way with women came from his innate charm, he was never seen without a certain silver ring, even when he had divested himself of all else. In the end, second guys, my eyes are bad right now, it was Cat's own or did I say Cat? No, Kai. Or K. Kealato. It was Kay's own indiscretions that led to his demise. He dallied with an assassin known as Faldila Rugia, and then he confronted the niece of the woman's most recent mark. What was an unfortunate coincidence for Kay looked like a suspicious alliance to the assassin, and she killed him in his sleep to prevent him from spilling her secrets. +3 resolve and grants dominate to per rest. Dominated for 10 seconds. A dominated target is subservient to the will of the enemy and will use everything in its disposal to fight its former teammates. Overrides charmed. Dominated is exclusive, meaning a character can only have one dominated affliction at a time. A newer one will dispel any older one present. 2 per rest. Maybe we'll go ahead and just give that to our new homie. His name is what? Zahua. But we actually have to go in and get Kana so we can
Sure.
Let's go find out where we can have a drink so we can get Kana and strip him of all his stuff. We have to sneak through this area too. Let's look on the map. We've got, we'll look at these other houses next time. Durgan's Battery. The Gruff's Rest. Here we go. Oh, not too far away. You'll have to talk with Renan Guild. I'm just a messenger.
Don't see the harm. Building's thirsty work.
Who's this, Rayfald?
Figured you'd be out of here in a flash after the fighting died down. Most people don't stick around after they figure out the ogres are making regular visits. I would have helped fight them monsters off, you know, if I didn't think I'd just get in the way. And with you there to handle things, everything turned out well enough, didn't it? Don't see why Havrick's still sour at me.
What's this about Havrick?
Oh, Havrick's the innkeeper over at the Grave's Rest. I may have been hiding in the inn when the fighting started. The raid didn't improve his disposition any.
Rayfald coughs.
Did you know he has a whole case of Fenland liquor in there? I keep offering to buy it off him, but he says he's saving it up for when the battery's open again. As if we're gonna last that long. Anyhow, he said he'd thrash me up and down the mountain if I didn't leave him be.
It seems reasonable to want to save it for a special occasion. Or what's so special about this stuff?
They say a single drop changes your life. You'll never want to have a drink of anything else. Probably that's all rubbish, but it's supposed to be very good.
I see.
It's delusional is what it is. Point of fact, what with you dealing with ogres and everything, maybe you'd, be willing to help me out.
From saving the town to swiping liquor, there's progress for you.
Havrick keeps all the good stock in the inn cellar. Out of sight, you see. I mean, it's bound to be under lock and key, but I'm sure he wouldn't miss a single bottle. Not with everything that's going on.
What does stealing wine for you have to do with fighting ogres?
Well, Havrick can be a little intimidating when it comes to his beverages. But otherwise, not much, I guess.
Rayfald gives a strange chuckle. Not gonna rob the innkeeper for you.
Shh, all right, keep it down. I didn't mean anything by it. But if you happen to come across some, then maybe you could share?
I like that guy, he's kind of funny. Grave's Rest, Rayfald. And this says the Grave's Rest, right? Look at Terrence in his dandy hat and pink cape. Awesome. And that suits him actually somehow. Oh. Barrett's Bell, a nice one to have. Let's head in. We got Zahua.
If they knew what was good for them, they'd be walking that fiery path instead of warming their hands at it.
I can still smell the smoke even in here. Thirsch is still going on about that beast he's after. He should focus on ogres. Duh, I'm scared.
Ooh, still can't feel my fingers.
Fira.
Thought I'd found shelter when I stumbled across this little village. Guessing you did too, huh?
Fira raises a frosty mug to you, even though the warmth of the hearth reaches you here. Her hands are wrapped in weirwool and her ears muffled by a hat. Her face has the taut, wind-beaten look of someone who's recently come from the road.
As much blood as there was in the streets, I'm lucky the ale's still flowing.
She takes a drink, and as she tilts her head back, you see a bruise purpling her jaw and the crimson bloom of scraped knuckles. What exactly happened to you?
Thought all the whispers about Durgan's battery were just village superstition. And maybe they are. But I might have been on my guard if I'd listened. I was part of an expedition, hunting for relics from Durgan's battery. And picked up a good haul, too.
She takes a slow swallow of her beer.
So it figures that's when the winds pick up and the sky starts dumping snow. We lost sight of the road. Meanwhile, something else found us. Took Liam out before we even realized we were surrounded. And then we see him coming out of the snow. These little four-armed wilder. Lagufoth, they're called.
She shakes her head, staring at the embers in the fire pit.
Quick little bastards. Francesca and I held them off as long as we could, but when they filled her full of darts, I turned tail and ran. Found my way here and thanked my luck for escaping the Lagufoth. Then come to find out that this town's got an ogre problem.
She laughs bitterly. I'm sorry to hear about your friends.
That's a kind sentiment. I'll mourn them when I get home. But I've got to retrieve our haul if I'm to have any hope of that.
She nods.
I need to get those artifacts. Not that I'm in any shape to go after them myself. I can't afford to return to Defiance Bay without something to show for my expedition.
Apprehension creeps into her expression. She stares into her mug, swirling its contents.
But you know how to navigate the wilds. You'd be able to find your way out there and back with no trouble, I'd wager.
She looks up from her mug, hopeful.
I'll give you a cut for anything you bring back, of course. I ain't asking for charity. I just can't afford to go home empty-handed.
She brushes her nails along the side of her mug as that anxious look returns. Tell me what you're looking for.
Like I said, we were treasure hunting near Durgan's Battery when we were ambushed. What else do you want to know?
Why are these relics so important to you?
We took out several loans to pay for our trip out here. I'm gonna have trouble if I don't pay them back.
She scratches the back of her neck. What do you know about Durgan's Battery?
Just that it's been locked up tight for 200 years on account of those dwarves having a row.
She shrugs.
Which means that any trinkets from inside fetch a nice price. Sorry, I'm more of a businesswoman than a historian.
Remind me where I can find your caravan?
What's left of it should be near Durgan's Battery. If you stumble across the Logothoth, you'll know you're close.
Examine her teeth. As Farah talks, you notice that her teeth and gums are stained with dark spots. Goodbye. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe my journal will know. Good haul.
I'll take a look.
Shining bright for on high, she bade him come down from his place in the sky. Her love would not be swayed. So she took peace into her heart, or took a piece into her heart. Fear, interesting. So while we're here, though, I want to do something. Beerthwin. The ogres are getting bolder. Not sure how long we can hold out. Andred and Beerthwin. Can we do our party formation here? No. Do we have anything to report? Curio shop construction started. We have 2,800. Andred? Hey there, good timing. You can watch me trounce Beerthwin. Alcohol and sharp objects. This won't end well. Once, Andred. You won once. What are you playing? Orland's Head. Andred grins sheepishly. That's what they call it anyhow. Smooth. You pick a target, see? Nose or ears. Nose is worth more, but you've got 2 ears to work with. You get less points the further out from the target you get. So for the mouth and eyes, no points for the mouth and eyes. So for the mouth and eyes, no points if you miss. Fancy a game? 3 throws each, and whoever gets the most points by the end of it wins the wager. I'll put down 50 pawns if you will. It's a little tasteless. Hey, I didn't name it. Don't take it so serious. Not like we're using a real Orlin. Not right now. Fair enough. Some other time then. I'll be going. Suit yourself. It's our ogre-slaying friend. Have they crowned you King of Stalwart yet? My friend doesn't mean to be an ass, sir. It just comes natural. What? I'd want a crown.
They'll never know I'm here.
Cook. Funny what a raid does for the appetite. Good work with those ogres. This large piece of stone is adorned with an engraving of a hammer and chisel, though the writing beneath it is too worn away to read. Adir, huh? Stalwart did a mite better under their charge. Sugar. Oh, I haven't tried crafting in like forever. We don't really need it. Here's to surviving another day in this frozen pit. Miss Halfrick.
Owena! Go check on that Orland. Make sure he don't steal nothing.
Voice acting is great thus far.
Never seen such a bloodbath. Feels like we got half the town's survivors in here, just drinking to forget it.
The dwarf surveys the crowd, his expression sober despite the half-empty flagon by his hand. He shakes his head and looks to you, remembering himself.
But you must be looking for some refreshment, too, after the way you handled them ogres. Or perhaps a room. Say the word and I'll give that shifty little Orland the boot.
He nods at you with gruff camaraderie. What Orland?
Showed up a few days ago. Sticks his nose out of the back room just long enough to empty his chamber pot.
He squints toward the hall as if daring the Orland to show himself.
Up to no good, I tell ya. I'd like nothing more than to see him gone, but I don't want to ruckus over it.
What makes you so sure he's trouble?
We get our share of lowlifes coming through here. Smugglers, fugitives, Kith looking to avoid the sharp eye of the law. Way he's keeping to himself, well, honest Kith sure don't have cause for it.
I could talk to him.
I'd appreciate it. And I suppose I don't need to remind you that I don't want you to hurt him. I'm sure you can find a more discreet way of handling the problem.
He gives you a meaningful look. Speak to the Orland in Graves
Back
Rest.
to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
Let me see what refreshments you've got. Aloth leans in and whispers, "Are you sure, Elzarian? I think I saw a fish head floating in the stew pot."
Nothing like a pint to take the chill off.
Alright, he's got different weird stuff that we don't know about. Lockpicks, potion of flame shield, that's new. Cheese, white enifer. We can retrain peeps. So let's dismiss just Pelagina
Gores.
for a second. And I guess we can sell him potion of bulwark against the elements. Major endurance, camping supplies. We can sell him all this good stuff and pick up 1020 for it. That's it. Wizard's double. We'll sell that. Wolfhide. We lost the pry bar. Pelagina has all that stuff. Alright, let's trade it. Bong bong, 38.98. That's what we have. Let's go ahead and strip Kana. And does he wear armor? Monk outfit. Frequently worn by practitioners of unarmed combat, this outfit is light and durable. We're going to make him more of an armored monk. Clearly, with all this jazz. We may have to redo some things. Heck, give him the Kana's turban. Red reed wand. Blunderbuss even, and the 2 weapons. And scroll of defense. Oh yeah, these figurines which we never use. And the potions of wizard's double. Very good. Kana built like a brick house.
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
To hire on some help. Safety in numbers, right? What are you looking for? Let's get rid of Kana.
Safe travels.
Bring Pelagina back in. Now, first of all, let's get his modal stuff
Zahua
on.
is ready.
Zahua, duality. I want the bonus to deflection and vulnerable attack. Perfect. Alright, now let's look at what weapons to give him. Of course, we're going to give him that and that. Oh yeah, he's pretty solid with them thus far. Red reed wand for a ranged attack. Sure. blunderbuss, I don't know what to do with. Let's give him accurate 1. Perfect, takes him to 58. Maybe someone else can use that accurate. We'll see. I'm kind of looking a bit low with mine, actually. But I have all this good stuff. Yeah, I'm going to keep it because I get the most kills. It's all on kill. Snurf's Folly of Constitution. Bong Bong, 203 and 1218. That is by far the highest. Endurance sneakily has 174 endurance. The Aru Brakir of Constitution. I guess that's gonna get... Wait, let's give him the Minor Ring of Protection over Snurf's Folly. Snurf's Folly will have to go to someone else. Cape of Deflection, 68 deflection. Good armor reduction. Constitution goes up 1 point. Intellect goes up 1 with the turban. Not that he really needs it. Potion of Wizard's Double. Scarabs and figurines. Belt of Prone. Reduction in Dexterity +2. Dex is, Reflex is 61. No boots. Okay, pretty beastly numbers. Looking a lot like Sagani, actually, but doing more damage and having more health and endurance. Let's make sure nothing is suppressed. I want to flank with him. No, nothing is suppressed. But Snurf's Folly, he's already getting resolve from the Ring of Changing Heart. Which is... Yep, through Resolve and Dominate. 81 Fortitude, 61 Mind and Reflex. Snurf's Folly of Resolve and of Constitution +2. Can we give it to Pallegina for her Cyril's Ring of Resolve +2? This will be Resolve +1, Constitution +2. But she's probably getting Constitution, yeah, from the plate armor. Do we have anything in the stash? Exceptional Leather, it's a DR10. The Hand and Key, it's of Intellect. Maybe we'll look at the Hand and Key. She's kind of our tank, though. Her with the Hand and Key. Bring stuff down, but not incredibly so. And presumably she gets 1 intellect from it. Which, if we look here, nothing is suppressed. But, the Ring of Resolve +2 now we have to figure out. Let's give Resolve 2 to him. So, Will goes down 2, Deflection goes down 1, Concentration goes down 3. Because I want to have someone else have Dominate. And Major Spellbind Dominate. Let's give it to... I hate to get rid of that 10% area of effect. And he's probably getting resolved somewhere else. Yep. That Hat of the Diseased Yak. Dexterity. Might and Constitution. And this is a Resolve 3. Alot. Of Resolve 1, the Unwavering Resolve. Which he's mostly using for the intellect. And I'd have to take off his... He doesn't have a helmet. And he would get one more, 2 more resolve and dominate. So his concentration goes up 6, deflection goes up 2, will goes down 1, reflex and fortitude go down 5, and presumably he's got, yeah, the 1 resolve from unwavering resolve is suppressed, but that's no big deal. 3 more resolve, so his resolve all of a sudden is 16. Actually, maybe I can use it a bit more. Give him eternal funding. Which I don't know what that's doing, and I'll take the resolve. Will goes up 4, concentration goes up 6, deflection up 2. Do I have anything suppressed? The shawl is suppressed, we know that. 1 resolve for the Pilgrim's Lasting Vigil, plus 1 perception. Whoops. And that's what, the helmet? Let's give that to Aloth. His reflex goes up 2, his interrupt goes up 3, and accuracy goes up 1. I think he can use that more and not be suppressed. The resolve is suppressed. And with me, the stealth is suppressed, and that is it. Getting the 3 resolve. But who can actually use it more? I think we're going to stick with what we had. I know I like the resolve. And dominate, but we'll give that to Aloth. I'll take Eternal Copper. It gives him more concentration, which we want. And more deflection and stuff, so... yeah, so on me, 1 stealth, nothing else is suppressed. Oh, the perception is suppressed. Where am I getting perception from? Lilith Shaw. Pilgrim's Lasting Vigil. So wait a minute, this is 1 resolve, 1 perception, 2 resolve minus 1 intellect. 1 resolve, 1 perception. He's losing 1 resolve actually, but it's not suppressed. And I wear the dandy hat. Concentration goes up 6. Deflection up 2. Mind up, or will up 2. Stealth is suppressed. Nothing else is suppressed. We do lose 1 intellect, taking us to an 11. That's our sore point there. But all the other stats are good. Resolve is proper. Yeah. That is pretty good hat to resolve. Alright, very good. And the minor ring of protection. Probably stash that. The fine stiletto will sell. Plate armor, we can get 700 for it. Probably sell. And we'll give him a potion of minor regen. And the minor ring of protection. Everybody's got 2 rings, right? Stash that. Sell those 2. And what about the blunderbuss? Stash that. Yeah. Unless somebody has a slot for it. Nope. Yeah, I've got it for the fine arquebus. I'll use the blunderbuss and the fine arquebus. We can just Sell, actually. Make even more money. Love it.
Yeah?
Oh, I got the
Back to
dandy
work your
hat.
hands, eh? What can I do for you?
I see a spot by the fire where we can put our feet up.
Nothing like a pint to take the chill off.
We should talk to some companions after a bit here. Find Arquebus 600, stiletto, and plate armor, making 1,500. Do I want to sell the plate armor? Here's exceptional leather armor. Find padded armor, sell that. Find breastplate, find mail armor. 2 deer wooden clothing. Breastplate and the exceptional leather we'll hang on to. We have all these charms and stuff. Oh well. Very good, very good. And we made 2,300 up to 6,200. And everybody is set to go. So let's see how long we've been playing. 46 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. It's bedtime for me anyway.
Sure.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We've got a new party put together. We're going to try them out and check out different formation. Should really be those two at the head of the snake here. And then something like that. And well, no, Sagani shouldn't be down here. Sagani should be up there. Something like that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. We will play with it more next time and explore more of the village and everything heading out in the next episode. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe. And if you really enjoyed and want to help the channel in a big way, you can become a member. Links in the description along with information. Feel free to check that out. Shout out to my members. Love you guys. And hope to see all y'all in the next episode. Do come back. We are just starting to explore the icy north, the northeast of, I want to say Icewind Dale, but the White March. Cool, much more to come. Until then, ciao for now.